Welcome to a quick thingy. It's a thing where I'm going to empty my recycle bin. Welcome to a audio tutorial. Someone requested it and I wanted to do it, so I didn't have to keep repeating myself to people. So if anyone wants to find out how I edit my audio, oh my god. If anyone wants to find out how I edit my audio, then you can watch this video. And yeah, first things first, you're going to want to open Audacity. This is what I use to record, edit, and all that good stuff. Listen to this, isn't it awesome? This is this. And I'm not going to use that because that's just I was just messing around. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a file that I've been doing, and it is of Elder Scrolls Online. So let's find a bit where I talk about stuff. I haven't really played much, but it's okay. I'm not really the biggest fan of MMOs, but something about this just ticked in. I really enjoy it, so yay. This is a bit, yay. I'm going to mark this here. And Control A. So what we're going to do first is go up to Effects, go down to Normalize, press OK and press OK again. We're going to leave everything at the default. Don't mess around with anything unless you really want to and you know what you're doing with things. So what Normalize does is it basically makes all of the audio sound even. Normalizing basically just equalizes all of the frequencies or the gain, to make it all sound even. Enough of equalizing. So next we're going to go down to normalizing. Effects again. Equalize, and then click on this bit where it says, I can't remember what the default is, but we're going to go down to bass boost first to bring out all the lower frequencies to make it sound a lot more full. Let's have a listen to this. I haven't really played much, but So this sounds horrible. There is way too much bass in this to be used. It sounds way too full. So we need to bring it out a bit, or bring the lower frequencies out a bit to even it out a little bit. So what we're going to do is go down to equalization again, click on bass boost, and then click on treble boost. And as you can see, it looks a little bit different. Some of the different frequencies have come out a bit more. The lower frequencies are showing a lot more. So let's have a listen again. I haven't really played much, but it's okay. I'm not really the biggest fan of... That sounds quite a bit better. So what we're going to do now is we're going to compress it. This compresses all of the audio, so the higher frequencies, or the higher amplitudes, are cut off at a certain point. And again, we're going to leave it at the default. Wait, is that the right one? Yes, this is the right one. I just haven't stared at it for long enough. So now this is done. If you look at this one, I think this is a bit shorter than it was before because it is like loud. And then it's like, oh no, that's way too high, so I need to cut that a bit. I haven't really played much, but it's okay. And I can't remember what it sounded like before. But one more time, we're gonna normalize it just to even everything out one more time. And everything's a little bit compressed and pushed down, squeezed like a froob. I haven't really played much, but it's okay. I'm not really the biggest fan. This is how it's gonna be when I export it. But the first thing I should have mentioned is that you need to make sure that your vocals are at the right levels. So what I mean by this is you don't want it too high because it will pick up background noise. It will peak a lot easier and it will distort. You want to make sure that the audio is... Let's have a look at this bit a minute. So you want to make sure that, say, this bit, you want to make sure it's not too small but not too big. You need the wavelength to be kind of in the middle. So it's taken up almost to 0.5, in between 0.0 and 0.5. Around that area. So the loudest you think you'll speak, that should be the area that you're aiming for. So you want to aim it for around there, mess around with the gain on your microphone or on Windows, depending on what mic you're using. You can either do it on here, or you can go down to here, right click, and then click on recording devices. Then you can go on to the one that you're using. So I'm using my Blue Yeti, it's not showing for some reason. But anyway, we're gonna go on to what should be your device. I think this is the one I'm using, so I'm going to go on properties. You can go on levels and mess around with it on there. So yeah, this is the Blue Yeti. It's just not showing for some reason. It's there. So yeah, you can mess around with it on there. So yeah, that's all we're going to do in Audacity. So now we're going to go on to File, Export Audio, and we're going to keep it as ESO for Elder Scrolls Online. And you need to make sure that it stays as a WAV file. This is because it keeps it as a purest form it can be. If you keep it as an MP3, the sound's going to be a bit compressed. Keep it as a WAV, it's going to keep it how you heard it, how it's been recorded, how it's been edited. It's going to keep it at its purest form. So we're going to press save, press OK, and let it export for a bit. So now it's exported. I'm going to close that. I'll press no just in case something goes wrong with the recording. And we're going to open Premiere Pro. Premiere Pro. Yay. Let's have a look at my games folder while it's opening. Whoa, look at all these games. Oh my god. Okay, so what I'm going to do is make a new project. If you're using Premiere Pro, then keep it as default. Don't mess around with any of the audio settings, the video settings. Don't really mess around with anything unless you know what you're doing. And what we're going to do is go into my folder where I've exported my audio, find Elder Scrolls Online, and drag and drop it into here. After that's done, let's double click on there so I can find where I was. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to rest here for a bit. So this is where I was on Audacity. I haven't really played much, but it's okay. I'm not really the biggest fan of... So that's what it sounds like now. What we're going to do now is go onto the search and then press, or typing dynamics. Oops. So we have this, drag and drop it onto the audio, go on effects, press edit. All we're going to mess around with is compression. This is going to make everything sound whatever, sound all nice. So I'm going to put this to minus 22 and 4. And it's how this... Let's hear how this sounds. Go. I haven't really played much, but it's okay. I'm not really the biggest fan of... Yay. That's basically what happens with my audio. And I think that's basically it. If there is something that I need to still mess around with, then I'll go into Expander. I can't remember what I do with Expander, but it does something. So that's pretty much... I haven't really played... That's pretty much all I do with my audio. So if you have any questions, any other questions or anything, one thing I wouldn't recommend doing in Audacity is using sound removal. That's because it takes the quality away from the audio. You'd want to use the audio gate, which makes it smoother, makes the attack of the audio, I don't know. One more quick thing. If you're thinking about what soundproofing I use, then I use absolutely no soundproofing. This is the wall that's in front of me. This is the wall that's to the side of me. There's just a curtain. But most of the time it's open anyway, so it doesn't really matter. My PC, my monitor, and some things around it. It's just... I don't use any soundproofing. The only reason in time I would use soundproofing is if I'm recording for the multiplex and I want to dumb down some of the reverb. I mean, there's my mic. Hello, mic. And it's like, it's kind of close to me. It's like a few inches away. So, I mean, yeah, this is like the only way I record. I don't use soundproofing at all, to be totally honest. So, and the walls behind me don't have soundproofing either. Look at this dust. Isn't it disgusting? Focus on the dust, yo. But anyway, I just don't use soundproofing at all. So if you're worried about soundproofing, then I don't use it. My mic and my computer are so close, you can never hear my PC. I don't use sound removal. I don't use anything like that. So but that's it. That's just how my setup is. So just, yeah. That's pretty much all that I wanted to show for this tutorial. If you want to see any more tutorials regarding editing, recording, and everything, then leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you on making another tutorial video. So until next time, hope this was helpful and things. So until next time, good day.